Hey viewer, whoever you are, wherever you are, I just wanted to follow up the video about my diagnosis with a little thing about after the diagnosis, when quite a while after I went through certain things and then ended up being prescribed some pills. Don't ask me what they were called. I've had 3 different kinds. Actually, a few years ago, before the proper diagnosis, I got some pills for my ADHD, and when I took them, I just wasn't on this planet. It was like I felt, and I still feel, that I was moving faster than everyone else. Everyone was in slow motion around me, and I was like literally walking around them. Everything was so slow and I was really fast, but then also they were really bad for me, and an even worse byproduct was I would notice the next day when they had worn off from when I'd taken them. I was taking them randomly. I was taking them a certain day to do some work, which is how I was told to take them. But then the next day, when they'd worn off, I would find I found a massive stereo in my house that I had gone out and bought. I don't remember buying it. I still don't remember buying it. I had the receipt. And certain other things. I would go out and randomly shop and not remember it. I did quite a long car journey. Didn't remember it. Anyway, after going through a lot more tests and being prescribed almost a year ago the first set of pills through this medical centre, I think I took them for about a week, 2 weeks, and they completely killed my appetite, which is a side effect of them. I felt no benefit really whatsoever. I think my wife said I was acting a bit weird, but no benefit other than it wasn't that I couldn't eat. I could force food down. I just wasn't ever hungry. It was a weird feeling. So I stopped taking those, got back in touch, and got a second kind of drug. I think both of these drugs were amphetamines, and they were supposed to stimulate a part of the brain that is apparently not working properly, but not stimulate the others. Anyway, the second drugs, again, loss of appetite was a factor. Not as much. I only lasted a week on these ones because I didn't sleep. Lack of sleep was another side effect. I don't think I slept more than 2 hours a night for over a week, and that made me feel like a zombie. I was like a wound up spring. But what's worse is it just made me really nasty. And it all came to a head. It was just before Christmas. It all came to a head. I'd been a complete arsehole to my wife for the whole day. And it's so weird. I knew I was doing it. I just couldn't stop myself, you know. If she said something, I can't remember what she said or did, but she said and did something. And I remember thinking, it annoyed me, but don't say anything. It's like the most petty thing, don't say anything. But I just couldn't stop myself. I had a big fight about it. I just was an asshole to her for the whole day. Until about dinner time that evening, and then I just broke down. I was in the middle of eating my dinner. I just broke down and started sobbing. I just couldn't control my emotions. And ever since then, I don't know if there could be a long-term lasting effect from those tablets, but some days, some really bad days, I feel just like that again. My emotions are everywhere. Where, like a few days ago, I just started sobbing. I went out, I had to go to the shops. I went out, I just started sobbing in the shop. I had to just leave the stuff in the basket. I put it down on the floor, went out to my car, sorted myself out, and then went back in the shop and carried on. It's just It was just weird. It still is weird. I did get a third set of pills recently, but I was too scared to take them. I was just too scared. I was too scared of what they would do to me. And so that's been my experience with drugs. So for me, they don't work. Obviously, while I was taking them as well, I was having to have health checks. I'd have to go for an ECG for my heart and stuff like that. But they just don't work for me. They didn't work. And so I won't be taking them again. So I need to find, I keep saying, I need to find another way to cope, another way to deal with my emotions and my feelings and how I am, so that I can function and be more productive and be a better person. But I never do, I will one day, but I'm more likely to stumble on it on Instagram or Facebook rather than researching it myself, sadly. I will do it. Just haven't got there yet.